Alright everyone, welcome back to another awesome video. Today we're doing the AeroWare A321 review. Now this aircraft is the update to the A320 family, so let's dive into the quick review. First and foremost, I'm not going to say anything about exterior wise because the airplane looks really detailed, but most of the areas are concentrated to the plane kit, so see how the doors work. Currently the planes does work temporarily, but it might just going to deactivate just in case because they're launching the Neo variant. Cool cargo door. But then, yeah, cargo doors, everything has animations. So yeah, you get a pretty good airplane for about half the price or something. But yeah, there we go. Go from the left gear door all the way up. Now inside the airplane does have cabin dividers, but the airplane is a really long one, so not really like. Also, the staff door doesn't really work, so you gotta go through the galley. But maybe one day we'll just update it to have that's an issue. Sets kit. And now we gotta have a lot of things about the AeroWare kit having a bit of a meme. So let's test up the aircraft. Pushing the airplane back. It is a physics-based kit. Now I actually did an A321 run before yesterday. The aircraft was having a little bit of a meme and stuff, so it does tend to be a little bit of a broken boy, but it's similar to the Aero kit as well. And I'm gonna do is hit the testing spoilers, testing controls. I'm gonna hit the arm button. This way we deploy to land, and then I'm just gonna set the flaps. Flaps and slats works normally, so the A321 does, and you can hear the sound of this. It's pretty good. I actually have an arm button as well, so this way the button works. But yes, it does have. I wasn't able to test the plane kit fully, so we're going to be testing the plane kit through multiple means of exercise. So you see that the aircraft has improved from all the previous errors and things. So we're kind of pushing the airplane back as well. It is a quick start. The engine's a quick start. Then also the plane does have reverse thrust as well if you deploy here, so there's two other methods. So it's pulling up the engine too, so it kind of looks nice. Airplane looks here, but I want to test the takeoff performance as well. So we'll be doing a short takeoff from runway 25 left because the airplane has a very short, has a pretty good it has a slightly bigger takeoff rotation speed of 140. Now, because my A320s are set at 135 and a Dreamliner can go up to 160 knots. Yeah, it's easier for us to fly one of those two. Sexy aircraft. If you deactivate it, let's get the airplane into takeoff position, takeoff pose position. Now the airplane does have moving animations as well. Just hold the position. Because plane will get texture anyway, so. Get the arm button, then we're gonna use testing rooms. Yeah, hydraulic brakes. So, yeah, let's test it out. Fire up. The airplane will be a little bit of a weird guy to take off, so I recommend you doing this. So I recently talked with AeroWare on their A321 manual. This airplane can have a possible tail strike chance, so keep an eye on the Airbus when you're taking rotator. This guy. Currently it is a kit. They're working on making a localized kit as well because it's a bit of lag as well. So there you go, nose up. Keep the nose. There you go. It's a gentle nose, no tail strike, and then put the plane up. Then reduce power. Gear up as well. So the airplane can do the nice climb. I'm just gonna do is quickly climb the airplane from, you know, from there up there. You can also change your camera perspective. This is the cockpit view of the A321. You can actually fly it both in cockpit or normal, but the problem is it's a little bit difficult to fly in cockpit, so you best to fly in first person view because it's easier. Also, the airplane does have a bit of a gear issue, so it will probably fade away in 2 seconds, I think. Should be doing it. Come on. Come on. Come on, AeroWare. This little lane just literally has I think this little guy decided to get. Hopefully Matt doesn't see that part. Never mind, it's stuck in. There you go. It's just automatic fix itself. All right, I'm gonna do is just get the plane to a nice altitude. Also, yeah, it is a internet-based flight kit. Problem is, I don't like these kind of flight kits because you get really laggy and then it doesn't work. So we have to try and make it as a local kit, so it's easier. So Matt's currently fixing on that one for the next update, but in the meantime, the airplane's gonna be tested around. What I'm gonna do is just hold the airplane around 2,000 feet above Tanzanyet. Just gonna hold like this. Then I'm gonna test some systems on it. So I'm gonna do is test the cruise mode. Because imagine, okay, let's see if it has a failsafe. And what do you know? If you actually accidentally disconnected and your co-pilot's there, it will auto transfer to your co-pilot. So this is the only airplane that can do. It's called a system transfer. You're gonna let your co-pilot fly by yourself. But cruise mode, it does work normally. It does work normally. There's no shaking. The airplane is still flying as normal. Let's get back to my chair. And then just gonna keep the engine on. Keep the plane on. You gotta hit 2 cruise buttons. The switch will tend to deactivate itself. You hit it 2 times just to get it switched off. So let's get the airplane to approach. So I'm gonna make sure, because it has a spoiler arm button. So every time if you land, the spoiler will automatically deploy, which is a really good thing because we really don't want to deal with another spoilers. And of course, huge thanks to my buddy Aiden to make this delivery. That's a pretty sick aircraft. Currently flying a bit, so it's easier. We test in the daytime. The airplane doesn't have an electronic or ILS system yet because we don't. I don't think Airware would really want to install a complicated system like what we do in Bamboo. So it's kind of funny, but yeah, this is what the A321 looks like. It looks really detailed because of its crazy. I think it's like an only good use of the PBR textures. I see a lot of airplanes slapping some dirty PBR on to make it look like a little realistic. It's not realistic when it's literally so dirty. Like literally, it's like an awfully eyesore for anyone who dares to fly on it. So we're gonna get the speed down to 40%, 40% on the throttle, give it a 180. Then I'm gonna do is just gonna get the plane descent, flaps down a bit. Flaps and slats does work on it. The engine does work on it. So let's get the airplane a nice approach. I'm gonna do is fly a little bit in a. I'm gonna get down to 500 feet and then start turning sharply to the right. And then, yeah, should be good. Of course, the runway was nearby, so we can just turn into it as well. So it's much safer we follow the. I'm gonna get the plane down to 35%. I wanted to go a little lower, but I don't want to go too low. This is a maximum speed that you're capable to land an A321. So 32%. I think it's like the best landing speed we recommend is 33 and 35%. It's a little bit above the average landing rate, but in terms of keeping yourself from not accidentally crashing the airplane, it's really, really good. Alright, gear down and flaps full, and also I'll show you some cool tricks. You have a landing belly cam gear. How cool is that? You have the ultimate landing gear camera. Alright, since I actually going to keep the airplane going, I'm going to keep the arm activated. So because when I touch down, I deploy the spoilers very quickly. Like, it's insanely quick. So I'm going to get down to Tanzanyet. Now currently the airplane is approaching 600 feet. The runway is on our right, so we're aiming for runway 25 right. Because unfortunately 25 left, it's a little bit, we're too high. The 25 right, we can get a little low into the approach zone and then actually land it. Currently Airware does have a weather system tested in, but they kind of altered forward after it. So yeah, it wasn't really good. It wasn't a really good day to see that one coming out. But yeah, let's see how it goes. 300 feet, 200 feet, keep it nice and level. Currently, because there's no there's no vertical speed measurements like it usually has on the PFD, like what Well has, so it's a little bit trickier. But it doesn't matter because you can really still do it well with approach skills. The rudder does move when you're flying as well, or above 50 knots. There you go. Oh yeah, there's some altitude. Here we go. Here we go. Come on. A little bit more. Okay, a little bit more to left, and brakes up. 53. Gotta use a lot of force to slow this aircraft down. We might just slow it down. Nice. See, I told you. This thing has an auto reverse thrust. So just in case if you really consider runway lossage, you can get yourself out of there. Simple. It's pretty quick deceleration as well. After touching down, I actually managed to get a 50 on it, and then I go full yellow on it. And actually, the arm button actually does help a lot. So it really helps. If you're flying and you do not, and there's no pilot, and then the FO is AFK, the aircraft can do a single captain flying as well, if you were unsure about it. So I'm gonna do is just park the A321 off the runway because we're gonna do it safely, okay, boys? The Airware A321. Honestly, it is still literally a similar cousin to the A320 family, but in terms of performance and aircraft flying, Airware did fix up every single patch except the localizer kit, which is really much a downside on the aircraft as well. But in terms of, like performance on flying, it is not as a difficult airplane. Yes, the kit may get a little used to it, but in terms of that, you can still butterize a landing perfectly, and you can do it really well. So I might say the Airware A321 might be the perfect option if you're going for a new mesh A321 as well. And since a lot of A321 operators using Airware now, which is pretty cool, surprise fact, but still, the airplane does really good job as well. Now, in terms of price, this airplane is much more expensive, around the same price as an A320, very expensive at 4,200 Robux. So if you really want an Airware A320, you have to shell out into a premium end side of it. But overall, for premium side, this aircraft did really well for the job, and this aircraft did really well for its flying capabilities. But in terms of things, I would say the airplane will require a bit more fixes, especially to the kit that is a little bit more sensitive to lag inputs and things. It's really annoying as well. So wish the lag inputs weren't that severe to make this airplane having this as an issue. But overall, this aircraft did really well, and I would say if you really have the very thought out fortune, spend it on the Airware A321. It is a very solid aircraft as well. And in terms of that, the mesh UV Airware did. It's a really crazy split UV, but it did deliver well with extremely high picture accuracy on even the smallest text right here. This is gets a slightly blurred, but this is getting a little better, and this is absolute bonkers of detailing. Like, that is just crazy detailing. But yeah, overall, it's a solid airplane. Go get it. It's pretty good. I'll link Airware server down below. Thank you for watching. I'll see you. Subscribe to the channel for more, and I'll see you guys in the next tech review. Bye bye.